So this is a Bailey Pegasus Genoa. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake and power lead to go to the van, which I'll demonstrate when you're here in person and show you how that works. Down the far side of the van, you've got your water pump connection, which pushes in. There's two cutouts on the side, each side of the water pump, pushes in and drops into your aqua roll. Slightly further along the van, you've got your gas heating flow, or gas and hot water heating flow for the gas systems on the van. This is something, again, you don't cover it up, you leave it open. You don't actually need to do anything with it as such, but just make sure you're not covering it with anything. Motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll demonstrate the motor mover to you here on site in person, and we'll torque the wheel nuts. And then you've got your two grey waste pipes that come out the side of the van that go down into the to the waste master itself. Again, I'll cut you some pipe while you're here on site and show you where they go and how they work. On the side of the van, you've got your fridge vents. So the fridge vents on the side of the van, I just let out any hot air and let some cool air into the back of the fridge unit itself. On the back of the van, just here, this is a toilet flush fill tank. So this takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid that comes as part of the startup pack. And on the back of the Caravan, you have your toilet locker. So the toilet locker here releases on the orange handle at the bottom, or the cassette itself. The neck here turns out, so it turns out this way around, so you can empty the waste out of the cassette when it is full. And on the back of it, you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. The tank itself takes 1 litre of water before use and a cap full of the blue fluid. On the back of the van, you also got your wind down legs on either side. As you can see, for the purpose of handover, we've only got one down, but you'd have all 4 legs down when the Caravan is on site with the jockey wheel up, so you can stabilise the van. Again, you've got your other wind down leg on the front corner of the van. You've then got your storage locker for underneath the front seating area. Underneath the cover here, you've got a 3-pin plug, so you can run power through to your awning if you wish to. And next to that, you've got your mains power plug-in point. So that runs over to the power point at the back there. So you've got 240 volt coming into the Caravan. And behind the door on the Caravan, you've also got your locker for the gas bottle, which I'm just going to open up so you can see it. So then we've got the gas locker for the bottle itself. So the gas pipe will be on here, and the gas bottle's tied down in the lockers on the side. Come inside the van. Take you through the operation of the van. So as you come in the door, on the left hand side, you've got your main control panel for the Caravan itself. Sorry about the darkness on the screen, trying to get it to lighten up there. On the left hand side here, you've got your main power switch for the Caravan. Below that, you've got your lights, internal lights, which I haven't turned on. So as I said, you've got the internal lights here. So as you can see, when if you're going out for the evening, you can turn all the lights off in one go. They are all individually switched as you go around the Caravan, and I'm sure you'll find these as you're learning the operation of the van. Just here, you've got your awning lights. That's the light on the outside of the van that puts light into the awning. And above that, you've got the water pump run. I will come back to this in a second. You've then got your voltmeter on the display here on the left-hand side, and the button on the right-hand side isn't relevant on this particular van. To fill the water system on this Caravan, once you've got your aqua roll connected on the outside, on the far side of the van, underneath the seats, just go underneath here, underneath this seating area, you will find a yellow valve just down the side of the hot water tank itself. That is the end nearest the sink. When that yellow valve is parallel with the floor, you'll be able to fill the water system up. And when that valve is pointing upwards towards the bottom of the seat, that will actually drain all of the water system down on board the Caravan. So to fill it, as I said, you make sure it's parallel with the floor, with your aqua roll connector on the outside and your water pump, etc. You come over to the taps on the sink, and in the sink you will find your water pump. So as you can see here, you've got your water pump connection with the cutouts, as I mentioned, on the outside, and it pushes in to the side of the van in that direction. So to fill the system, you'll come over to the taps on board the van, open them all up on the hot side. That's the sink in the kitchen, the sink in the bathroom, and the shower itself. I'm not going to open all the taps up at the moment because we haven't actually got an aqua roll connected. But what you do is, once you've got the valve shut underneath the seat, or parallel with the floor, and you've got all the taps open, you'll come over to the water pump switch, turn the water pump on, and it will start filling the onboard water system, or the onboard hot water tank. Once the water is running out of all the taps continuously, you can come back over to the taps. Do apologise for the blurriness in some parts of this video. You shut the tap down completely. That's the sink in the kitchen, and the sink in the washroom also. And once the system's full, you can come to the control panel that's just behind the sink on the far side of the van. And what you can do is, at the moment the time isn't set on here correctly, but every time you turn the van off you'll have to reset the time. So you press the central button. The first symbol you come to here is the internal temperature of the Caravan. So as you can see at the moment the heating's off. And to set the temperature, you spin the dial around to where you would like the temperature to be. And to set it, which I'm going to actually set now, you put it to 20 for instance, and press the central button on the heating, and that has set the temperature for the internal of the inside of the Caravan. The next one across is the water temperature. So you always make sure you filled the system before you turn this on. You've then got Eco, which is around 30 degrees, Hot, which is around 60 degrees, and Boost, which is when you're showering. So to set the temperature of the water, I'm going to turn it on, then turn it back off straight away. So you set it on Eco. As you can see here, it's coming up at the top, letting me know the hot water is warming on the Eco setting. Now, depending on what power source you want to use, you'll need to select it in here. So, for instance, you come into here, you've got the option to run gas on its own. So, if you're off grid, you'll use gas. Mix 1, which is 1000 watts of electric and gas at the same time. Mix 2, 2000 watts of power and gas at the same time. Electric 1, which we're going to set it to in a second, is 1000 watts of power on its own. And electric 2 is 2000 watts of power on its own. So we're going to set it to electric 1 by pressing in the button again, so it's set to the temperature. And now you'll notice the heating's kicking in, and it will warm up to around 20 degrees inside the van. To turn on the blown air, you go to the fan symbol on the end, and you've got Eco Fan, High, or Boost. So for now, we're going to set it on set it on Boost for now, so it starts warming up the van inside. As you can see now, it's coming up at the top here, letting me know I'm using 1000 watts of power. The fan is on Boost, and if I change that between different options, as you can see here, it will select the different levels of power for the fan system. At the bottom here, you've actually got a timer to set your heating and hot water to come on, which we advise you read the manual for. Clock set, and some options in here for engineers. There's also a reset in there if the control panel ever gets stuck, which I am going to show you. So you go to the spanner symbol, press the button, roll round till you get to reset. You press reset. When it comes up PR set, press it again. It'll initialize, and it'll basically wipe any program that is in the control panel. So now I need to go back in, set the temperature again. Water's off. Put it on electric 1, and we'll put the fan on Boost so it starts warming up on here. Oh, hi for now. So that is the fan and heating set up on this particular van. Now to use the fridge, well, actually we'll go to the cooker first, or the hob should I say. The electric ring on the back of the hob will only work when you're on 240 mains power. Gas rings will work off the gas, the same as the oven and grill itself. Igniter on the front, as you'd expect to see. Never put down the glass lid until the hob is completely cool, especially the electric ring at the back. If that's hot, it could actually smash the tempered glass on top. The microwave that you see above the fridge, very simple to use. Works the same as a standard microwave, but the only thing you need to do is to turn it on is hit the Eco button, and it will wake the microwave back up. If it goes to sleep, which they do, these microwaves, again you'd hit the Eco button, and as you can see on the tag on the microwave itself, please do not leave the microwave plate in whilst you are travelling. If it pops out, it could damage any other item in the van if it rolls around. The fridge, very, very simple to use on this particular van. Let me just wait for the screen to clear up a little bit so you can see it. Off at the top here, mains power, 12 volt supply from your vehicle when you're towing, so it works the fridge as a cool box. At the bottom, the options are on gas. So to select the 240 mains, you put it to the mains symbol here at the top, then control the temperature on the dial on the right hand side. 12 volts if you're towing. The temperature control becomes irrelevant at this point because, as I said, it's just a cool box, so it'll just keep the fridge chilled. To ignite it on gas, you turn the dial round to the gas at the bottom. When you ignite it on gas, you need to hold in the gas valve and press the igniter on the right hand side. And once it's ignited, you hold in the gas valve for 5 to 10 seconds after it is ignited, just to let the thermocouple warm up, then slowly release the valve. But the pilot light itself is actually in this window just here, and the orange line here is actually your pilot light. When it has ignited, this orange line will come around into the green, and the green is essentially letting you know it has ignited. For any reason it doesn't ignite on gas, what we advise you do is ignite the hob, bleed the gas system on the hob, then come back to the fridge and reignite it. In the toilet, very simple to use. You've got an electric flush on the toilet. You've got a full indicator light for the waste cassette that's in the back of the van that I showed you on the outside. And then at the bottom, you've got a toilet waste flap which you'll need to open up before you use the toilet facility. So it allows the waste to go into the waste cassette. We do advise when you finish using the loo to shut it across, because it's not like a standard household toilet where you've got the water in the system where you'd have flushed it away. It will actually still let the smells come through into the van if you don't shut that flap off. One thing with the toilets to remember is you never use bleach to clean them. It will actually turn the plastic yellow on the cassette or the toilet itself, and that's why you use the blue and the pink fluid to keep the toilet system clean. If you have any further questions on the 2016 Bailey Pegasus Genoa, please do give me a call here at the Caravan Company, and I'll be more than happy to help. Thank you very much. Bye bye.